It's always dangerous when you come in smiling like that.
Why you sound like you? Why you sound like you walking around angry, like you beating up stuff around there?
I was trying to rush. I was trying to rush from my bathroom. I, here's what's crazy. Now we live. I
Right.
didn't even get a chance to go use the bathroom because I looked at my watch and it said 10
It's
o'clock. So I'm on the Grown Man podcast, having to do what my mom calls hold my water. I'm have to hold my water to the end of the podcast. So we
now
are
you
going
didn't
to
you didn't you didn't
test.
gave me a challenge. Now I got to now
we,
I got to make you laugh all day today. You just
we
said the wrong thing,
my bladder is under assault. My bladder.
and you know you old, so you can't hold it but so long.
Yo, Ebbs, what's happening, man? My bladder is under assault. I tried to uh go to the bathroom before I sat down.
You should have just gone, bro. You should have just gone.
I, I, I gotta I
What,
got I
what,
gotta be on time. I
what
gotta
did
be on
King
time.
what did King Jeffrey Jaffer say? Let them wait.
Willie McMillan said, I'm on the range. That's where I am. Why aren't you all here? Yeah, yeah. Willie, I'm here because to squeeze the trigger at the range when your bladder is full is and that jolt, that kick,
That
boom.
ain't healthy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna need a depends by the end of by the end of the time. Listen, when I'm at that age, I'm hoping by that time they will have invented something. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Willie leads to a missed shot. Yeah, I'm shooting all over the place. My bladder full. I'm shooting all over the place when my bladder is full. So, um, black people, good morning. It's your boy Donald Morton, host of the Grown Man Podcast, uh, Chief Visionary Officer of Remand, founder of Remand. What is Remand? We help Black businessmen build profitable businesses while maintaining amazing relationships with their wives and children. Um, let's see. I'm also joined by my dude, my friend, my boy, the 75-year-old legend himself, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr.
Did you ever see that skit by Cat Williams where he was talking about Joe Biden, right?
I have not, but Cat is hilarious.
Every time he kept talking about Joe Biden, he kept upping his age. He was like, Joe Biden is, he started off, I think he was like 75. Joe Biden is 80 years old. Joe Biden is 95 years old. It was hilarious, man. I was
Oh
like, this
man,
dude is stupid, man.
bro. And I will always take the perspective that I'm happy to get older. I really am. I
Yeah,
mean, there's so
yeah,
many
yeah,
people that don't get the opportunity, black males in particular, that I'm honored. I'm
yeah.
honored to be 54, honored to be 55 in August. Um,
Stop lying. You tell the people you 87. Stop.
I'm not, if I'm 87, you 88. So, I mean, listen, I'm happy to be, and if that's prophetic, I'll receive that. That I intend to live into my 90s.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
intend to live into my 90s. Um, that is my goal. And so yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Gonna be a good time. Dwight Robinson said, blessed to be 60. Outstanding, man. Outstanding.
Absolutely.
Yeah, outstanding. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr.'s younger brother. Leroy's social security number is 8. And so we know, look, he messing with his phone, boy. Every time he messes with his phone, this is what happens. He gets frozen. This is just not professional. This is not professional at all. So good morning, everybody that comes in. Do me a favor, say good morning. Don't come into the house with a ski mask on. Willie McMillan showed you exactly how to do it. When you come in and your name is not populated, do me a favor and just say good morning. Tell us your name. Otherwise, it's going to say Facebook user and we won't know who you are. We've got a great show lined up for you today. A phenomenal show lined up for you today. And it's going to take some self-reflection because I am committed to making sure that I am letting you in on my journey, and I'd like to be a part of your journey as well. Right? So shout out to all of you who hang out with us every day. Johnny Bazemore, how come I don't see your comment, man? I don't. Oh, okay. This must be something else. No, this is it. Johnny Bazemore. I don't know why I don't see your comments, man. But I thank you for hanging out with us, Johnny. I see your comments on my phone. I see you saying amen. Oh no, that's a different podcast. We've done so many different podcasts that I'm thinking it's one, it's really another. I want y'all that have an opportunity, go on my personal page. In fact, I'm going to go on my personal page right now and just hit at something. Let's see. Discard the post. Here's today's post. Here's today's post. There we go. There we go. Let me go inside the Reman community and do the same. Say what's up to the people over here inside the Reman community. Good morning, brothers. Inside Reman. I'm incredibly honored to be here today. At followers, at everyone, those of you that are watching, do me a favor, at somebody on your personal page or on mine, just so that your own followers can come to the meeting. Let everybody come to the meeting. Leroy is back, y'all. Leroy shaking his head. Hey man,
don't say nothing.
We don't have no questions. We don't
say nothing.
We don't have any questions, bro. It's okay. It's okay. Now, would you like to explain or not? If you would like to explain, we want to give you
no explanation necessary. And I had my phone plugged in, but it still died. So I don't know what happened to it. I guess it decided to take the day off. It said I quit.
Listen,
it said I quit.
And y'all wonder why we have this debate back and forth about iPhones and
ain't Android. No debate. Ain't no debate because we ain't got to go back and forth with
the
it.
Android. That I want you to hear what he just said. This isn't me making it up this time. A lot of times I'm making it up. This is not me making it up. He said his phone was plugged in and it still didn't charge. The phone was plugged in and it still said I quit. Like I'm not working with that.
Right.
I'm
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not working today. This is a non-work day. I'm taking PTO.
You know,
I'm taking PTO. Yeah. So we're glad you're back. Now he
yes,
now he
sir.
got something to say. Now he got something to say. Good morning, everyone. He tried to say good morning the first time, but his phone is mean. It's unkind. I would too, though. I would be mean if I had an icon like Android has an icon. Like I wouldn't want to show up in public either. That thing looks like old Atari.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, it's the old. It does look just like the old Atari little thing that we used to shoot at.
Yes. Yes, yeah. Which means that y'all haven't thought of anything new in decades. You know what I mean? You can't even change your what would be attractive to all of us, at least considering Android, is if y'all rebrand. Y'all need to rebrand or something.
So you think a half-eaten apple is attractive too? And somebody said this to me yesterday too about the other day. They were like, what the symbol, what that symbol means, the bitten into apple. What happened to Adam and Eve, right? That's what that comes from. I was like, okay.
What happened is I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that. I'd be interested to find out how he came up with the idea.
Well, it's in the movie.
Is it?
It's in Jobs. If you look at Jobs, he's riding the road with Steve with Woz, and they're thinking about different ideas, and it just kind of like Apple. I don't know where the bite comes from.
Right.
But I do know he's riding and he thinks Apple. And something like something about innovation, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I would much rather, here's me, because even the Apple is up to date, right?
Apple been around for how many since the beginning of time?
Apple been around since the beginning of time.
You know?
So I'm troubled. I'm troubled by, boy, every part of my head itching, my nose itching, my eye itching.
Now who done had that ooh wee? Talk about me yesterday. What you itching for?
I don't know. I took my hat off, then my head started itching. My nose.
The Force MDs had that song "Itching for a Scratch." Itching for a scratch. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know.
I remember that.
You don't know nothing about that.
I remember it after you start singing it. If you were to ask me, you remember that song? I was like, nah. And then you sing it, I get it. Hey, y'all, it's 10:15. You know what that means? Good morning. I'm Donald Morton, Chief Visionary Officer of Remand, founder of Remand. We talk all things grown men here.
That's right.
This is the Grown Man Podcast. We talk all things grown men because Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. said that the Cotton Candy Podcast, where is it, Leroy?
Yes, sir. It's 5 blocks down. Look for the green awning and make a left.
Make a left.
And you can't miss it. Right next door to it.
Yeah, because there are a bunch of that those things are franchised. The
Yep.
Cotton Candy podcast or franchise. You can find them
I,
all over the place talking about a little bit of
nothing
everything and nothing at all
at the same time.
at the
Exactly.
same time.
It was at
And
James
what
Brown.
sets us apart here is we genuinely want to have conversations that matter, conversations about substantive things that matter. We genuinely want to help men, Black men in particular, become grown men, right? And so we're excited. Leroy is with us today. The alcoholic himself is with us this morning, and you know he's not slurred speech drunk today, but I'm sure he had a little something to make him feel calm today as he comes in to have a conversation with everybody here. Leroy, it's 6:15 or 10:15. It's
Okay, see,
10:15.
6:15, man.
It's 10:15. What's the black history moment scheduled for today?
Yeah, I wanted to do this one because I thought about it, and I thought that this one would be a good one because they don't get talked about enough, or you know, certainly. So, but this one I looked up is
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
I'm
Dr.
listening to
Donald
you,
Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
that was me doing behind the scenes stuff and not knowing what the hell I'm doing. That's what. Go ahead, man. I'm listening to you.
no, but I thought I would do today. I would cover the Tuskegee Airmen.
Oh
For
yeah.
those that might not know their story, um, it's about the history of the Tuskegee Airmen and their remarkable achievements in flight. The Tuskegee Airmen were a group of African American pilots and support personnel who served in the United States Army Air Forces during World War II. The name Tuskegee Airmen refers to the group of pilots who received their training at the Tuskegee Army Airfield in Alabama. Despite facing racial discrimination and skepticism about their capabilities, the Tuskegee Airmen went on to prove themselves as highly skilled and dedicated aviators. They flew various types of aircraft, primarily the P 51 Mustang and P 47 Thunderbolt, and the P 39 Air Cobra, escorting bombers on missions over Europe and North Africa. One of the most significant accomplishments of the Tuskegee Airmen was their outstanding record in protecting bombers from enemy fighters. They were known for their exceptional skills in aerial combat, and their success contributed to dispelling myths about the abilities of African American pilots. The 332nd Fighter Group, which included the famous 99th Pursuit Squadron, achieved an impressive combat record. They received numerous awards and commendations for their bravery and skill, including the Presidential Unit Citation for their outstanding performance during a bomber escort mission over Germany in March of 1945. The Tuskegee Airmen not only excelled in combat, but also played a crucial role in challenging racial segregation within the military. Their success paved the way for eventual desegregation of the United States Army forces in 1948. In recognition of their contribution, the Tuskegee Airmen received the Congressional Gold Medal in 2007, honoring their bravery, skill, and perseverance in the face of adversity. The legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen continues to inspire and serve as a testament to the determination and excellence of African Americans in the field of aviation. This story remains an integral part of both military and civil rights history in the United States. The Tuskegee Airmen, y'all. And for those that haven't seen the movie Red Tails, the movie Red Tails is about these gentlemen that made history in as aviators. They're some of the best, if not the best, aviators ever that this country's had.
So can we push the envelope a bit? Because
Absolutely.
I want to pause a minute and appreciate and honor the bravery of those men, the skill set of those men. For those of you that haven't watched Red Tails, the swag of those men, right? In doing what they, I think what is always exciting is we don't always appreciate not just what we do, but how we do it. There's a particular flavor that comes with
Yep.
being us, right? One of the most fundamentally sound basketball teams that I hated to watch because they were just fundamentally sound was the San Antonio Spurs.
Yes, sir.
I just fundamentally sound, but not fun to watch. Like for me, I am a typical black person. Like I Leroy. I'd rather see my team look good and lose
That's a shame. That's
than
a
look bad
shame.
than look bad and win. That's why
That's a shame.
I don't like LeBron. He's just a linebacker going down the lane. Everybody get out of his way so he can throw the ball. Cause what's up, Marv? Good to see you, man. But the finesse of a Kobe, the finesse of a Mike, right? That's why I can't bring myself to call him the GOAT. It has nothing to do with stats. It has everything to do with flavor. Like you gotta bring a certain flavor. So, but what I want to push on, Leroy, for conversational purposes today is, what do you think the mindset is? I don't know whether or not this has ever been documented. I want to draw on your particular historical expertise, right, and prowess, and ask you this question. What do you think their mindset is as a group of Black pilots, fighter pilots, right, who are not treated well, not just in the military, but period, right? Black people, they fight for a country that doesn't even like them.
Yep.
What do you think the mindset is for guys like that to say, like what are they fighting for, Leroy, in that moment, in your opinion?
No, in my opinion, I think that they did. They, even though this country did not love them, they loved this country.
Mm,
And one of the highest ways that they felt that they could show the love that they have for this country was serving it. In spite, think of that. In spite of the way that
that's
they
my
were
point.
treated,
That's my point,
these
man.
are men. These are men that came back from World War II and still had to sit in the back of the bus,
That's my
still had
point.
to drink out of a white or drink out of a black water fountain.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Still had inferior education
yeah.
for their children. So and I understood why Muhammad Ali did what he did, and that was the bravery of what he did. He was like, I'm not doing it. Whereas the Tuskegee Airmen who were before him, I know that they were before him. I don't know I don't remember what year Muhammad Ali was born,
Yeah.
but he was born around he was born around after World War II, because he was in his 20s in the 60s.
Yeah.
So he was a child of those. That was probably like our generation's parents. Because like my mom was born in 47. My grandmother was born in 1917.
Got
So
it.
that generation fought in World War II, of my
Yes, sir.
grandma's generation. And so they had a different way, bruh. They had a different way of thinking, and we couldn't even fathom that these days. You know what I'm saying? You know, we really. I know I was the military for me was never an option. It was never an option.
So let me use that, man,
Uh-huh.
because I was in the military, right?
Yeah, yeah,
As you
yeah.
guys know, I went to the United States Marine Corps, couldn't swim, they
Thank you
kicked
for
me
your
out.
service. Yeah.
Thank you, man. And then went into the United States Army, right? So how do you view, because this is a grown man talk in and of itself,
Mhm.
right? And it'll be a perfect segue really into the conversation I need to hold with everybody today. Um, how do we honor both? I think that's the nuance, right? We honor the Muhammad Ali's of the world that say, "Hey, my
Mhm.
bravery, my stance in bravery is, yeah, other, ain't no Vietnamese ever called
Mhm.
me nigga.
Yep.
I ain't going you. I can't even get rights over here. I ain't going to fight for you, right?" Then you
Mhm.
have the Tuskegee Airmen who said, equally black, equally brave, who say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go fight for this country, at least on the principle that it can be better." Right?
Correct. Right.
How can we? And I'm interested in what you guys say as well, Marv, Dwight. I'm interested in what you guys say as well. Like that. Isn't that nuanced, man? Like we celebrate both for
Mhm.
two different reasons, attempting to accomplish the same goal,
Same
right?
goal.
Pushing
Mhm.
America to be its highest and best self. How,
Yeah.
how do how do you feel about the tension that exists between both of those? I'm
No,
interested.
no. It's. I think. I think you do. You honor both
Yeah,
because they were both types of black men were courageous. You use that word, I think,
yeah,
perfectly. They were
yeah,
both courageous in what they did.
yeah.
You know, how are you not courageous or honor someone who says, in spite of the way that you treat me,
That's courage.
I'm still gonna serve this country.
That's courage.
I still have more love for this country than I have for you as the individuals that treat me that come from the same country.
Woo! Bars. Eric, I need somebody to hashtag bars. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think they had to have had the ability to segment and compartmentalize this country from the individuals in this country.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely, man.
Like this in their minds, this country, that the people that are treating me poorly, white people, and it wasn't all white people, right? So I think they had the ability to say, yeah, I'm fighting for an America, that the ideals of this country,
Hmm. Right,
right?
right.
Not for the people in this country per se, but the ideals in this country. Boy, I never thought about that. That is so very true. Those of you that are watching, holla at your boy. Let me know what you think about Leroy's last statement. I think it was brilliant. And because we don't know whether or not we're going to get another one in another 10 years, a brilliant statement from Leroy. I want you to tell us right now, yeah, Dwight, it was bars. It was bars. I'm fighting for the country, not necessarily the people in the country that are treating me poorly. That that's that's
Yeah,
that's that's not my deal. That's not, and I think that the courage to do both, the courage to be men, the courage to be strong. Leroy, you hit it, man.
yeah,
You
and
you
and
you
and
hit
that's
it.
got to that had to have been to me. I just see their mentality and their mindset going into that, and then even on the other end of that, where Muhammad Ali said, you know what? No, I'm not fighting for you.
Yeah.
I need to be fighting you, not
Yeah, yeah,
fighting
yeah, yeah.
for you
Yeah, 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 yeah,
because of
yeah.
the mistreatment and the way that you treated me, the way that you treated my ancestors, those that chose to fight for you.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
I'm fighting against you for
Yes.
not treating them
Yes.
better.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the same. To me, that takes the same kind of courage. And it's just both are honored and should be honored because they are that is honorable.
Yes.
Both are the honorable things to do. You can't say that there one way was better than the other, was right. One way was wrong.
Yes.
You know, we just really can't. And that's the love and respect that we must have for each other as black men. You know, hey, I might not have agreed with you doing that. That's wasn't for me. But I'm not going to dish you for doing what it is you feel is the right thing. Because
Yeah.
that's not a wrong thing. That's nothing wrong with fighting for your
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong
Yeah.
with it. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong for standing up against your country.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and the only thing that and I truly believe this, the only thing that we as black people have always wanted, and Dr. King said it so eloquently, we just want you to own up to what you said on paper. That's all.
Absolutely.
That's all we want you to
Absolutely.
do.
Absolutely.
Live up to what you said on paper and what you said that this country was founded on and grounded in.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Great points, man. Great points. It is 10:30. Y'all know what that means. Time to put the hoodies up. It's time to put the hoodies up. Let the games begin. Let the games begin. Somebody asked me why I put my face up like to the screen. I don't know. I have no idea. We know
I
when
see
Leroy
you.
puts his
I
face up to the
see
screen.
you.
I
I,
see you.
I got
I
my good eye on
see
you.
you. Hey y'all. Y'all know I'm on this quest, right? I've decided to let all of you in on this quest that I'm on, this journey that I'm on. By the way, if you have not gotten your copy of the Remand book, I want you to get your copy of the Remand book. Go to www.theremandbook.com. We've got orders coming in all the time, and there are books that I am having to sign today and send out. So if you have not gotten your copy, Leroy, here's something interesting. I don't know how it is for you. You're the author of how many books? How many books do you have, Leroy?
11.
11. This Negro got 11 books.
Oh, that ain't nothing, bro.
I just
My
want y'all to,
mentor, Dr. Will, got over 50. I think he might be almost at 60 right now.
yeah.
I ain't did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I never like writing a book is a part of a strategy for me. It's a part of getting men have the honor necessary to back up your ideals. Yeah, Dwight. Have the honor necessary to back up your ideals. Yeah, for sure. This is gonna sound crazy, y'all. I'm asking Leroy this on purpose because it's where I'm going. Leroy, you ever been in a moment that you've already written about that you have to go back and read your own book? like let me go back and read my own book. I don't want to read
with my own words or read.
Yeah, let me read my own words.
Absolutely. I mean, and you think about it, and you being a a former pastor, I'm sure there've been some sermons that you've preached, and that sermon you'd be like, oh, let me go back to what I preached and talked about in there.
Yeah.
Or even, and I know you do it all the time when you talk about facing the ark, there are things that you have to go back and you'd be like, well, yeah, I teach on this.
Yeah.
This is what I talk about doing.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I'm in that
man.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm in that moment where I'm reading 2 books right now. I'm reading Rocket Fuel.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are reading that book. With 3 books. I'm reading Rocket Fuel. I'm reading Your Sacred Self. And I'm reading the Remand book.
What's your sacred self about? Real quick.
It's about being clear and honoring your inner man, who you were created by God to be. We are not this physical body.
Correct.
We are not. This physical body gets a lot of attention because we can see it. We usually neglect our inner man because we can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. Right? And so Your Sacred Self is by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And phenomenal book that I've read before reading it again. I recently, and I don't want to go back over it here because we already did it on Sunday. If any of the brothers have not gone to look at our Sunday edition of the Grown Man Podcast, which is usually the Braveheart Bible study that we have for brothers. Some of y'all looking at, y'all got Bible study too? Yeah, we do it all with Remain. We got it all for you. And we're looking at the scripture not from a Christian or religious context. We're pulling principles that can help us to be better men. And Sunday was just not my favorite day. And I had to literally talk to the brothers about things that I was dealing with, and they ministered to me. Leroy, I will tell you that what came out of that moment, not just of the moment where I was tripping, but the moment where you and Coach and Dwight, shout out to Dwight, man, who sent me a DM immediately after that Bible study and asked me just the question, hey, you good for real? Like it was not, hey, you okay? It was, hey, you good for real? Like don't BS me. Like he fits in Remain real well. Cause that's our philosophy. Like don't gas me. Don't game me. Are you good for real?
And Coach did the same thing when you tried.
Coach did the same thing. Coach came on. What's up, Don? You good? I said, I'm good. It's like, and survey says you lying. And I was. It wasn't really a lie. I just believe in confessing and affirmations about what I desire. Like I'm careful how I use my mouth. Your mouth, your language, your words can either create the life that you want or destroy the life that you have.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I was attempting in that moment to say, regardless of what's going on in my life, I'm good. Here's what I figured out though, Leroy. There are still some parts of my life, bro, that I'm still in pain about. Right? And the pain of my life is rooted in a question that I want to ask every brother to consider. And of course, our sisters that are watching and are part of it as well today. When you don't have a sense, a strong, unmitigated, unadulterated, unmovable, irrevocable sense of self. I need y'all to hear me. Then you will move with every wind of doctrine. So what you see on the screen is what I want to talk to you today about. Your top priority in life, gentlemen, your top priority in life is discovering who you are. Your top priority in life ain't to make money. Your top priority in life is not to bed as many women as you want to bed. Your top priority in life is not to get the promotion. Your top priority in life is let me investigate who it is I am really created to be. Not what I'm created to do, because before we can talk about purpose, we got to talk about identity. And if you don't have a real solid sense of self, you will be moved by whatever someone says to you and or about you. You will, until you have a tremendous sense of self, particularly when your sense of self has been under attack and has been assaulted, right? Your sense of you've gone through challenges in your life. You've had soul punches, right? You've had bruises on your soul. People have talked greasy to you. People have done you greasy. All of those kinds of things. Leroy, talk about the importance of, before we get into this. And by the way, everything I'm going to share with you today is from this magnificent book, the Remand book. Boy, I opened up a page on page 123. Here's a quote. We must recognize that a challenge avoided is merely a challenge postponed. The Remand book. The foundation of this entire work is in section 1. Section 1 is actually called the foundation. And in the foundation, we talk about culture, we talk about connection, we talk about cleansing, clarity, and confidence, right? We talk about those things. If you're going to really discover, if you're going to live the highest and best version of your life, the foundation of that is you better become crystal clear about who you are created to be. If the soul punch, ooh, Leroy, here's a bar. I need those of y'all that are watching to hashtag bars. And I need you to do it on credit, because what I'm about to say is just so profound. I need you to hashtag bars and do it on credit, because I know what I'm about to say is just going, oh my God, because it just hit me. The question of who you are is answered with, who would you be if she never hurt you? Leroy.
Bro, you just cut them deep.
Who would you be if she never hurt you? Who would you be if they never betrayed you? How would you show up if the trauma never happened?
Oh, boy,
that,
you,
my brother,
on to something.
Is the real you. That is the real you. The real you is not the one that is responding to the hurt. Yeah, Dwight, bars. It's the real you is not the one that's responding to the hurt. The real you is not the one that is married based on the hurt of your past relationship. That ain't the real you. The real you ain't the one that shows up on the job based on the fact that you were fired from the last one. That's not the real you. The real you is not the friend that you are to a brother based on the brother that did you dirty before. That's not the real you. The real you is the one that would be even if none of those things ever happened. And what I'm asking you to do is to discover the real you by tunneling under and digging underneath all of that trauma, healing that trauma so that you can show up your authentic self. Leroy, can you talk about this a bit with me, man? Like this, I feel like the pain that we're in is causing us to show up in the ways that we're showing up. It's not who God created us to be. It's not our authentic selves. It's the trauma that has created this seared heart, this hard shell that is making us show up in the way that we're showing up.
Yeah, just a couple things, and you say this all the time, and I think it goes to, like you saying, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions. The thought that you have every single time when it comes to whatever it is that's triggering you, give you the feelings that you have, give you the beliefs that you have and who you are and who you think that you are right now. And it triggers the actions that you have.
Yes, sir.
All because you have not discovered who you are.
Yes, sir.
Because when you discover who you are, nothing breaks that thought, the feelings, the beliefs, and the actions that comes from that.
That is
Can you
right, bro.
imagine? Can you imagine a house without a foundation?
Oh,
Or
bro.
what happens to a house if it does not have a foundation? It cannot stand.
It can't stand.
It can't.
It can't
Any
stand.
architect will tell you that if you build a house or any building without a foundation, it ain't gonna stay up long. The same way that we're built. If you can't discover who you are and that foundational piece and have that through everything, it'll beat you every time.
It'll beat you every single time. That's
Every
Epps.
single time.
That's Epps as a Facebook user. That's saying that's good. Um, so knowing that, Leroy, I think our priorities are out of order.
Absolutely.
Right? Our priorities have always been, and it's a part of the reason why what we acquire is never sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not sustainable, to your point, because the foundation is faulty. So I can build, and then I recognize, oh, there's a crack in the wall, or oh, my ceiling is slanted, or oh, my floor, what is going on? And I gotta go. I can patch the hole in my wall, I can fix the ceiling, but everything that I fix is short-lived if I don't get to the foundation of it all. If the foundation is faulty, if it's cracked, if it's damaged, if it's been compromised, then all of the work that you're doing to build is in vain.
Yeah.
Because it's not sustainable. It looks pretty right now, particularly when you first start. So let's use marriage, for example. Marriage looks pretty on the day you get married. Oh, it looks like, and so we ask the questions like, how'd they break up? Well, well, you only asking that because the wedding was pretty, right? But if they didn't lay a foundation before they built this thing for the world to see. Oh yeah, Epps. If it looks pretty on the wedding day. But I believe in the gospel of the nursery rhyme. I'll huff and I'll puff. And if you're not careful, that thing gonna get blown down because the foundation ain't strong. And the foundation of every relationship, listen to me, is the individuals that are in it. And what I've discovered with myself here as of late is, and you can say that you can say that this isn't true where you're concerned, but I'm telling you that it is. You can say that it's not true, but I'm telling you that it is. With almost 30 years of experience in dealing with brothers and serving others, I would tell you that this is something that I've seen over and over again. My spiritual mom asked me one time in counseling, hey, Don, why do you always feel it necessary to defend yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, simply because I don't like being mischaracterized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she said, and then my dad interrupted, why does it matter? Why does it matter if someone mischaracterizes you? Here's my answer to that, Dad. Since you asked the question years ago, Dad, let me answer the question for you, Pops. The reason why the reason why I defended myself against accusations that were untrue is because I had no sense of self.
Okay. Can I push back a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. And a perfect example is last week, right?
Yes.
With Fonnie Willis being on the stand at that hearing,
Okay.
right?
I've not watched what everybody's been saying. So give me
Right.
context for a moment.
Yeah. Well, she's in on this hearing defending the accusation that they had
Okay.
against her that she misappropriated funds. She hired the dude that she was in a relationship with.
Okay.
And the only reason he got the job was because he was in this relationship with her, and the money that was used was money funds
Got
that
it.
was from the campaign and everything like
Got it.
that.
Got it.
So she's on the stand last week, and she has these 3 documents that the prosecutor is questioning
Yes.
and stuff. They're questioning her about her personal life, what she did with her money, how much cash she keep in her house, just all
Yes.
dumb stuff that has nothing to do with nothing.
Yes.
And there's a point on the stand where she tells the prosecutor, "No, you lied.
Yes.
You lied on me. You lied in this document. You lied in this document. You lied
Yes.
in this document
Yes.
on me."
Yes.
So she was fighting for her character.
Yes.
They were attacking her character. So I get what you were saying, that you feel as if at some point where you do feel as if you have to defend your
Yes.
character.
Yes.
Because if we don't, then yeah, we to a certain extent, I believe that we shouldn't care.
Yeah.
But there's also a point where I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you say that about me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow you to influence others in how they think about what they
Yeah.
think about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a back and forth with that.
Yeah.
I get it in some instances, and I get it in other instances. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about some petty Annie stuff. No.
Yeah.
But when my character, my
Yeah.
honor,
Yeah.
the way that you say that I treat people, the way that I conduct myself
Yeah.
in business,
Yeah.
oh no. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know that no, you picked the wrong one.
Yeah. And so my pushback against that is because I agree with you. I
Mhm.
agree with you, particularly in that instance, right? I don't
Yeah.
have any pushback with that. What I always tell people, and what I've had to tell Donald, you always know I'm in trouble when I'm start talking about myself in the third person.
I know, right?
Right? So what I had to tell Donald is that everyone, and I need everyone to hear me clearly because Leroy's going to push on this again. Everyone has a right to say what they want to say.
Mhm.
Like there's nothing I can do
Correct.
about
Yep.
what someone else says,
Correct.
right? And what I have found in my own life is I used to get, even recently, just tremendously upset about something that in my opinion is mischaracterized,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? Until you get to a place where you say everyone has a right to their own experience. The way to love, and hear me when I say this, brothers, hear me when I say this, ladies, and it goes back to who you actually are before all the trauma, right? If I came to Leroy and I say, Leroy, that hoodie is a fluorescent pink and is really hurting my eyes. So can you go get something blue on? And you may say, Negro, this ain't pink. Like after a while, it's not even going to upset you. After a while, it's you being able to say, yeah, something wrong with Donald. This ain't nothing wrong with me. There's
Right.
something wrong with Donald.
Mhm. Mhm.
It used to upset me so much because there's a portion based on trauma, right? Based on challenges that I've had before. What's up, cousin Miko? Love you. Based on challenges that I've had before, based on people that have violated me, based on trauma that I've experienced, my sense of self had been compromised.
Okay.
Right? So trauma has a way of creating of compromising the integrity of something. So when you hear the integrity of a building has been compromised, right? In other words, its ability to stand strong has
Correct.
been compromised. It's the same thing. This is my experience, right? My experience has been when someone, for example, if there's something I used to be, someone that I used to be, and I've done all of the work to change that, and then you attack me as if I'm still that same person, that would bring up such ire with me because the trauma of that moment would emerge again. That's why it's important, brothers and sisters, to heal. Healing means if 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 Leroy stabbed me, right? And I'm not healed, if Leroy comes and touches that thing,
Yep.
like me and Leroy about to fight, right? There's still pain associated with that. But after that thing heals, right? And Leroy touches that wound, the scar can still be there. But if I'm healed genuinely, my response to someone touching it is very, very different than when it wasn't healed. And what I'm suggesting to brothers is you gotta heal. And the way that you know you're not is your response to someone touching something that pains you. The way that you know you're healed is when someone that has done you dirty you can actually walk up, shake hands, hug, whatever the case may be, because you heal. Like it's good. You still remember. It trips me out, Leroy, when people say, "Hey, forgive and forget." No, you don't forget. You don't forget. I remember. Like I've had a couple surgeries in my life, right? Uh, I remember those surgeries. I remember the pain of those surgeries. I still have the scars from those surgeries, but I'm not in pain anymore from those surgeries. And what I'm asking us to do is to consider that when you respond to a moment that once pained you and it still pains you, I'm suggesting that you're not quite healed. And it doesn't mean that you can't be healed. It just means that you have to be aware enough to say, "Oh, I didn't know that was still like that. I didn't know that was still like that." Let me go back. Let me get in this again. Because clearly, not that I missed anything, but every now and then, Leroy, I need a refresher course. Yeah, you can still heal and keep your distance from the person that hurt you, but here's what I would say to that. Cuz why? Like why? If Leroy because I can make whatever decision is best for me. Let's say Leroy has done me dirty. Let's say that in college he stole my girl. let's say in college I left him alone with my girl and he slept with my girl, because y'all know Leroy gigolo, right? Leroy gigolo. So this is not something
Gigolo,
so
and
this is not something.
everywhere I go, gigolos need love too. Wasn't that a song by
That
March Day and the
Negro know a
Time?
song for
Gigolos,
everything. You know.
gigolos need get lonely too. Wasn't that a song by the time?
I have no idea about that
Yeah,
song.
yeah, you do. You know that song.
So if Leroy hurt me at that time, right? And then he comes to talk to me, I talk to him and I say, hey, my guy, let's clear this up. Like, what's good? And if he says, hey man, I blew it. I blew it. And I genuinely apologize, right? And I extend my hand to that man and we hug. And then I say to myself, yeah, but I don't want nothing to do with him. Like you have that choice, you have that right because you have been violated. You have that choice, you have that right. Well, all that I would ask you to do is to investigate the reason for which you don't want anything else to do with him. And if that's because you're still hurt, then let's address that. I'm not attempting to get you to change your decision. I'm attempting to get you to investigate the whys behind your decisions. Like if I don't want anything to do with him because I'm still hurt, then let's address that. If I don't want anything to do with him because I don't want nothing to do with him, like I wouldn't want anything to do with him prior to the hurt, then that's an entirely different conversation. I'm asking us to heal. Dwight Robinson said yes, it was. I'm assuming he's talking about your song that you're talking about. I thought Dwight was saying yes, he was. Back to me calling you a gigolo. Like yes, he was. Yes, he was. Leroy was a gigolo, right? So I think Leroy, and I want you to speak to that because you may have a different perspective on that as well. I'm attempting to get us to investigate why we are doing some of the stuff that we are doing, and I'm attempting to actually suggest or speak overtly about the fact that the challenges the feelings that we're having are based on an unclear, fuzzy idea of who we actually are. Like if Leroy says, Donald, you such a liar. Like, why would I get upset about that? For what? Like, I know I'm not a liar unless you don't really know that you're not a liar. When I know who I am, it fortifies me against whatever anyone says. And it doesn't mean that I've got to put up with an attack. It doesn't mean that, but it does mean that while I'm like in the case of the sister you were just talking about, the DA you were just talking about, like she can get on the stand and say, you lied about this, you lied about this, you lied about this. Here's the receipts. You a liar. That's very different than saying, I don't know why you talking about. See, that's pain. That's trauma. And what I'm suggesting that we do is let's heal the trauma that is making you respond in ways that are unhealthy. Because I have traditionally responded in ways that are very, very unhealthy because there's still some areas, Leroy, that I don't have a solid sense of self. A real clear, like I'm clearly not anchored. And I thought I was until God showed me, no, you still have some areas in this. And you don't know until somebody pokes the bear. You don't know until somebody pokes the bear. If no one ever, I remember my mom had surgery when I was a little boy, Leroy. And I love my mom, so I would always be up under my mom, right? And I remember climbing up on her, and she's like, "Oh, buddy." And I'm like, "What's going?" And I cried. She's like, "Baby, you didn't know." Like I hit a spot that was still. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not the most masculine word, but just hear me. I hit a spot that was still tender. It still caused pain. And so what I've been able to discover about Donald Morton is, bro, you still got some responses to trauma. And you're going to have to sit with that and deal with that and intentionally heal that and go through the work, the soul work necessary to heal your trauma so that you can show up after that healing work as the best and highest version of yourself. Leroy, tell me what you think about that, man, as I go with these comments.
No, and I like what you're saying, and I once I guess when you talk back about it, I want you to talk about how do you deal with the healing? How do you begin to heal from those traumas?
Yeah.
But and I was watching this, bro. This weekend. It's a series. It's a I don't say a docu series, called Genius, and it's about MLK and Malcolm X.
Okay.
but it's about, it shows them as children, as young men
Mm,
growing up.
mm,
And
mm.
it's very good. It's on Hulu, so if you get a chance, you should
Okay.
check it out. It's a
Okay.
series, and it says it's season 4, so I don't know where the other 3 series are, but
Okay.
but they have season 4, and I got through a lot of them. I got like 3 or 4 episodes still left to go, but I don't know if you remember when Dr. King got stabbed, when the
Absolutely.
woman came up and stabbed him. And they show that one of the episodes that I was watching shows when he got stabbed, and they show him, sometime later, and he's at home and everything, recovering and recovered. And I forgot how long. It wasn't that long after, but it was sometime after. But he's going out to his to take the trash out one night,
Yeah.
and he sees and hears something,
Mm,
and he takes the lid of the trash can and he puts it in front of him,
mm,
and it shows him on his shirt. It looks like he's bleeding. So he
mm.
rushes back into the house, goes straight to the bathroom because he didn't want Coretta to see him or anything. Like, goes
Yes.
straight into the bathroom, and then the scene shows the shirt is clean. There's nothing there, and he had that trauma that
Yes.
he had been dealing with.
Yes.
So when he was encountered with certain, like you said, certain instances, it took him back to that space where
Yes.
he was where he thought he was being stabbed again, or that was going to happen to him again,
Yes.
or had happened to him again.
Yes.
And we know that Dr. King eventually dealt with it, but it was so keen that he lived his life dealing with certain traumas like that, with dealing with having to think that someone was always
Yes.
looking to do something to him.
Yes. Yes.
and
Yeah.
and what happened.
Go ahead. I'm
No,
listening.
no, just when and so we do, when we don't deal with the traumas in our lives, it can cause us to be hindered in
Absolutely.
who we are to become and who we should be
Absolutely.
becoming.
Absolutely.
But we got to
Absolutely.
deal, we got to be courageous enough. That's your word. I know
Absolutely,
you
bro.
got to be courageous enough to face those, that trauma, because you're right, you will never have healing until you face it. That was one of the
Absolutely.
things that I do like about, that I did like about Elanya Van Zant's show.
Yes.
She didn't allow people to deal with surface level.
Yes.
She
Yes.
made people go back
Yes.
to go back
Yes.
and deal with where the trauma started from.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you don't get back to that place, it'll just keep resurfacing. Like we had
Yes.
talked about that, because it has the roots.
Yes.
It's like chopping a tree, but not digging up the roots.
Yes.
Dig up
Yeah.
the roots, y'all. We got to
Yeah.
dig up the roots. But I want you to talk about dealing with the trauma. How do you
Yeah.
face the trauma
Yeah.
and begin to heal from it?
Yeah.
If I'm a brother and I know the trauma is there, I
Yeah.
know it's there.
Yeah.
How do I fix it?
And I think that's the key, though. I think you said a couple of key points that help brothers be able to deal with trauma. One is,
Mm,
I would argue, Leroy, I'm not sure every brother is ready to acknowledge that he's in pain. Right? There are so many brothers who have been taught that to be in pain is a sign of weakness, that we
mhm,
do our
mhm.
best not to be in pain.
Right.
And so our pain then is expressed in so many different ways, in destructive behaviors. Most of the behaviors that brothers are exhibiting are results and expressions of pain,
Mhm,
trauma.
mhm.
These brothers have to live in trauma every day. Many of them, not everyone is as fortunate to live in Pikesville. Some people live in Baltimore. And in Baltimore, there's pain.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
pain.
Baltimore has a lot of pain, bro.
There's pain.
It
My
has a lot of
cousin
pain.
Miko is on. She will tell
Yeah.
you that in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, was named at one point in history, recent history, the murder capital of
Yeah.
the country.
Baltimore was there too. Yep.
Right.
Baltimore was there too.
So you can't wake up and experience all that we're experiencing, even if they are not directly impacting you, it's indirectly impacting you.
Yeah.
There's a I did an interview one time with Roland Martin, right? A guy in Delaware. Jeremy McDowell was in a wheelchair and killed by police in his wheelchair, right? And there was a guy filming it. Without exaggeration, Leroy, there's a guy filming it. And the guy that's filming it is commenting. He's giving commentary as the police are doing what they do. He says this, the police say, put your hands up. Jeremy doesn't put his hands up fast enough in the police's opinion. And the guy says, put your hands up, cuz. Like this, like in this monotone, like, cuz, put your hands up. Just put your hands up, man.
Yeah, just put your hands up.
Just put your hands up. And then the police popping, pop, 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 pop. They empty clips.
Wow.
On this young man in a wheelchair. And this is what the guy filming. He's still filming. Damn, cuz, I told you, just put your hands up. There's no expression.
Yeah.
He's exposed to trauma every single day so much that becomes his reality. So your point is such a brilliant one that I don't want you to overlook it when you say, let's get to the root of that. Because he didn't just come into this world expressionless.
Correct.
There is a root to that. And most men don't heal because usually the thing that we're hurt by, if y'all catch this nugget, I'll be good. If you don't catch any other nugget, catch this one. Usually the thing that we think we're hurt by ain't it. It's something else. It's something else, right? So you talking to me disrespectfully, that ain't it. It's something else. And you got to begin to ask yourself the hard questions. What's that really about?
Yeah.
What's that really about? Everybody hears from their own place. Miko says, I'm absolutely hurt and working on my healing. However, there has been no genuine apology from that person. So the question becomes, why you need an apology?
Yeah, that's why I was going with it too. I wanted you to answer that. Yep, absolutely.
Why you need an apology? So no one's going to own my healing process but me.
Say that again.
No one's going to own my healing process but me. So you're longing for an apology, Cuzzo, is lengthening your healing process because you can only heal to the degree that you get an apology. I no longer need an apology. Because most apologies aren't genuine. Most apologies aren't genuine.
Yeah.
Right?
And we don't.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Miko, we don't want you to be stuck.
Yes.
Because that's where people become stuck.
Yes.
Because they wait on the person that hurt them.
Yes.
To feel the hurt that you felt.
Yes. Yes.
Look at, and this is what people said about Monique. Monique, she was saying she wanted an apology from Oprah Winfrey.
Right. Tyler Perry, Oprah. Right.
Why do you need an apology from them? And they may have done some things wrong to you. But why do you need an apology from them in order for you? Are you giving someone that much control over you that you refuse to move forward in your life until they apologize? I remember, bro, and I don't think I've ever told you this story. Back in college, right? My senior year, my girlfriend was living here. I'm at school, and I find out. I'm not gonna go to the whole story, but I find out she's
no. Inquiring mind want to know.
Dude. She's seeing another dude.
Got it.
Right? She's seeing another dude. So I'm so glad that it was after my finals. I'd taken my finals, and you know how you get that break between graduation. So I thought it was during that time frame that I found out she's seeing another dude and the whole thing. I'm at my graduation miserable. I did not even want to be at my college graduation. That's how bad I felt.
Yeah.
And I remember this distinctly. I'm at home, and this was after graduation, everything like that. I'm home with my mom, and my face is I'm just walking around like Eddie Murphy in Boomerang when he went around with the moping face and everything. And my mother said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Mom, I'm hurt."
That's right, Mom.
My mother
That's
don't
right.
play. She was like, "Pick your face up."
Yeah.
You and I vowed that at that time, bro, I was never gonna give anybody that much control over me,
Yeah.
where they controlled how my emotions, my feelings, the way that I felt. I could have wanted an apology from her, but I knew I wasn't gonna get it because she had moved on with her life.
Yeah.
So they done moved on, and so we have to look within in order to be able to not give nobody that kind of control over us, where we can't move forward from that spot until we feel as if they come to us and they say, "I'm sorry, I apologize." Those are just words.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And we can't become stuck in that, looking for someone to acknowledge something that they're not even thinking about in the first place.
Leroy, tell me
They
what you
really
think
not.
about this comment that I'm getting ready to make. And then we're going to take the hoodies off. We got about 2 minutes. We'll take the hoodies off.
Okay.
I just heard this from the Spirit of God, right? I believe I heard this from the Spirit of God. That many times our pain comes when our identity is attached to the thing that's hurting us, right? So when she leaves you, or when she violated you, right? When she chose another guy, chose to step out on you with another guy. There's a portion of your identity that was wrapped up in the relationship that you had with her. Right? And it's a natural course of things, right? Our natural course of things is when things have happened to me over the course of my life, whether they've been marital things, relationship things, business things, it's because my identity at a certain level was intertwined with that thing. And when that thing is no longer there, I'm questioning who I am. Who am I now? That thing is, who am I now that I'm no longer a pastor? Who am I now that I'm no longer that husband? Who am I now that I no longer own the business? Who am I now that my credit rating is shot? Who am I now that I don't have the money that I used to? Who am I now? Because your identity at some level was connected with the thing that is no longer there.
Yeah.
That when you can be an individual separate and apart from the things you're connected to, when you can be an individual with or without it, when you have such a clear identity, such a clear sense of self and self-awareness that it's not wrapped up in anything other than what the creators made me to be. That's what it is. Right? If Miko, if I can somehow be whole without it.
Yep.
If I can somehow be whole without them. And it doesn't mean that it won't hurt. It just means it won't hurt forever. Like I don't need, because the other thing, Leroy, that you said is so powerful, man. Yeah, identity sets my standard for living, who I am and who I belong to. Absolutely right. Nothing else.
That's it.
And I don't belong to anyone but God. He owns me. The other thing about an apology is this, and then we're going to take the hoodies down. We'll maybe pick up about this tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. The other thing about an apology is this. you're almost asking a person to apologize for something that they don't agree they've done. Like, I may not even agree that I've done you dirty. So now you're asking me to give you a false and empty apology because you need that. So if I've spoken to you in a way that you don't like, you're like, I need you to apologize. No, I don't believe that I've spoken to you in any way. Like, I would do nothing different. Those are things that you have to consider. There's some things that are just obvious, like Leroy's ex-girlfriend. Leroy, you want to go get her? You want to go find out who she is?
Bruh, I had my sister, because my younger sister, she don't play. She the gangster in the family. She the Peter in the family. My sister's like, you need me to go handle it.
Yeah, that's right.
Sis was ready to do some
things.
I'm
your brother. If you even all these years later, if we need to go find her, we go find her, him, if they still together, right? Put some sugar in their tanks, flatten their tires. we wear all black. Yeah, we go. Yeah, we throw smoke bombs in the house. Whatever you want to do. Just hit me off the air. Don't tell me on here. Hoodies off, man. Hoodies off. Hey, y'all. We will be right back after these messages. Why is it not running? I thought it was going to run.
Run.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it might have been sitting. You know how sometimes stuff gets, when it sits or whatever, and then you try and play it, for whatever reason it doesn't catch.
All right, let me do it this way. Remove from the studio, because it played on automatic last time.
Right.
So let me do it this way.
Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of Remand.
So Remand, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs and CFOs and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. Mm-hmm. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's the deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African-American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African-American community leadership. Remand is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being remanned.
What's up, y'all? We back. Yeah,
Nice.
it always hits me, Leroy, when he says he was the biggest liar ever, and I was. I
You look
absolutely
taller
was.
in the video, bro. You look taller
Uh-huh.
in the video. I said you look taller in the video.
I'm tall.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Yeah, I'm tall, bro. Ain't no doubt about it.
Mhm.
I
Let
think
me
that's
see you
Jamel. Is
dunk.
that Jamel that said nice? I want to know who that is as a Facebook user saying amazing. Miko said nice. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so
Yeah,
much.
that's real nice, bro. That's
Thank
real
you,
nice.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got to play that at the beginning of the show and then
Okay.
to close out the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
No,
got to do that,
no
bro.
doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, hey man, this has been a phenomenal time as we are kind of discovering Epps. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Epps said amazing. Thank you, bro. Epps has been with me through it all. I mean, I'm honored that brother was a part of my journey, has been a significant part of my journey. He also helped start Remain. So he has watched my entire journey, right? From the time that he comes into my life, I don't know, 20 something years ago, to this point has been a significant part of my journey. My cousin Miko, the same. She ready. A lot of things went on in my life. She ready to fight too. Like she's when I'm making announcements at church, she like, what we doing?
I tell you, bro. Even Jesus had a Peter, bro. You got to have a Peter on your squad as a part of your team. Somebody that just ready to go there, like nobody else is, bro.
Yeah, man. Since 2000. Wow. So it's been 24 years. Epps
Wow,
has
that's good
been a part
stuff.
of my journey,
That's good
right?
stuff, man.
Just
That's good.
really dope. Miko says always. Yeah, so listen to me, y'all. Get your copy of the Remain book. What we talked about today, the cleansing. There it is, the Remain book. Go to www.theremandbook.com. If you have not gotten your copy, I've got a couple of copies here that are left for me to be able to sign before I got to re-up. If you want your copy now, like right now, if you want me to sign your book, and we're doing this right now while I can still be personal, right? After a while, Leroy and I have a commitment to putting this thing on Amazon, and you'll get an unsigned copy. Like, yeah, I'm not signing every copy, right? But we're in a place right now where I can sign your book for you if you desire that. Can I just say something without it sounding arrogant? It may sound arrogant, but just hear me. There's coming a day where my signature will be worth more than the book. You will be able to say, that dude signed my book. Like, imagine having a signed copy of King's book. That's the kind of legacy and weight I want to leave when I leave this planet. So I want you guys to if you desire to get your autographed copy of the book, go to www.theremandbook.com. Leroy, looks like we got a minute left, man. You got any closing comments for the peoples?
Nah, just that this was another phenomenal conversation, bro. But the essence of it, true essence of it, is know who you are, be grounded in who you are, and don't allow anybody else to define you. Because if you allow others to define you, you'll find yourself trying to live up to unneeded expectations.
Ooh, yes, sir, bro.
Be
Yes,
you.
sir. Be you.
Be unashamedly you.
I thought you was Gary Cuss. I was like, yes.
Be unapologetic about who you are.
Unapologetically you, unashamedly you, unabashedly you. Be you. You are performing. This is my last comment. And Leroy and I are going to end every podcast now by telling you to be gone. It is not disrespectful. It is just our sign off from now on. But the only one that has a right to define you is the one that created you. And the truth of the matter is you will perform forever for the rest of your life for an audience of one. As long as God is good with you, you got to be okay with that. Not wifey, not husband, not family, not friends, not co-workers, not one,
mama and daddy,
not your pastor, no, your mom, your pop, nobody. Just the one that is ultimately responsible for you. So if you can commit to that, you'll see your life end up a whole lot better than it would have if you're attempting to people please everybody in your life.
Yeah.
You simply cannot do that. So Leroy and I are signing off. Leroy, 1, 2, 3, be gone.